What's up guys, it's here by Quadgy, and welcome back to another video of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Multiplayer Season 5 Reloaded. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys my top 10 fastest killing meta class setups as the most recent Season 5 Reloaded update, because as you guys know, with every update, there's a major weapon balancing that goes on, and instead of reading through the patch notes and everything like that, I thought I'd just give you some classes that are going to be very much so impacted by the buffs and nerfs, and other guns that haven't been impacted at all, and still are the cream of the crop. These classes are going to help you raise your KD, maybe help you get your first nuke, or at least enjoy the game to your fullest potential. So, with all that being said, drop a like and subscribe, and let's get to these classes right now. So for the first gun that I wanted to start off with here today, we got the MW3 battle rifle of the FTAC RECON. If you haven't seen the patch notes, they actually buffed this gun considerably well, pretty much making it so that in full auto mode, it's almost always a 3-shot kill in its upper, closer, to medium damage ranges, allowing this gun to have a killer time to kill of 222 milliseconds, which should compete with even some crazy SMGs. So let's go ahead and show you guys how to build this gun and try it out. So for the muzzle, we're going to go ahead and use that good old quartermaster suppressor. Best suppressor in the game, not only because it keeps us off the map every time we shoot, but it also gives us a bunch of recoil control in all directions of 10 to 23%. So it's going to allow us to be a lot more accurate and not miss our shots. Pretty much just expect this muzzle to be on every gun in my builds here. Underbarrel wise, we're going to go ahead and give this gun the SL Skeletal Vertical Grip because it has a whole ton of vertical recoil control, as you can see from the 52 degrees that it says right there. So we're going to go ahead and lower that a little bit. And we also get some sprint to fire speed and ADS speed with the Skeletal Vertical Grip so that we can have a faster time to kill of 4 to 6%. And then going over to the rear grip here, we're going to help our recoil control a little bit more with that Sakine ZX grip, helping our recoil control by 7% in all directions. So we're pretty much helping ourselves with recoil control because that's the one drawback to the FTAC RECON. Now personally, I don't like the iron sight on this gun, so I'm going to go ahead and change that optic to the Jack Glassless optic, just because it's a cleaner sight, and it gives us a little bit extra firing aim stability bonus, so that we can hold this gun a little bit better. And I don't know about you, but I don't like a 10-round mag, so we're going to go to the 15-round mag, so we have a little bit more extra ammo. And when it comes to the FTAC RECON, I've never been the biggest fan of it just because of its low magazine, but it does have that power potential, so you could pretty much use this in S&D, and as long as you're 1v1ing or 1v2ing people and you don't try to challenge people at far range, because at far range, it is a little bit harder to control this gun, but in full auto, this thing is actually very underrated, and I do recommend trying this gun out and seeing what's up with it after the buff. Very nice to see some MW2 guns get some love. Now, before moving over to the 9 other guns I've got for you guys here today, I thought I'd show you guys the secondary that I use in all of my loadouts, as well as the perks that I use in all of my loadouts. And I only cover these on these types of videos, so make sure you guys pay attention. Secondary, I always use the Core 45 with these attachments: Sonic Suppressor XS, Slate Reflector, 40-round mag, XRK Lightning Fire trigger action, and tactical grip cover. Has one of the fastest times to kill as a pistol, and it's always going to back you up well if you run out of ammo on your primary. When it comes to the tactical, I always use the EMP grenade or either the flash grenade, just because it's the best way to kind of combat your opponents or get rid of like little mini kill streaks. And in terms of our field upgrade, I always use the med box. That's why I don't run the stim shot, because the med box is basically like a stim shot that never runs out. You put it down, you go ahead and use it, and for the rest of that life, you're on a faster health regeneration by default. Whether you're in a gunfight, you get out of a gunfight, your health is gonna regenerate in 3 seconds as opposed to 5 seconds, which is the default time. And yeah, the stim shot is a 2-second regeneration, but you got to take into account the delay of the animation, which is so annoying about the stim shot. So the med box is just better by default, in my opinion. And as for my perks, I always use the comms vest. Gives us 4 perks here to use, and we get some UAV pings in case my enemies or teammates can't get any UAVs, and then I'm able to know where the enemies are at. And for our perks, I always use scavenger gloves for more ammo, covert sneakers so I can move around the map silently, but if you don't want to use this, you could also use all-terrain boots to help your movement a little bit, or whatever, boots you kind of prefer. EOD padding is giving me my gear to shrug out some annoying grenades, and mag holster is my gear. But sometimes I'll go ahead and switch this out for Ghost TV camo in case the enemies are calling in too many UAVs. And for that, that's pretty much what I use on every setup as my secondary and my perks. Legit the best. And for our second gun here today, we got the good old Static HV. They have not nerfed or touched this gun at all, and it has the fastest time to kill for an SMG up close, which is just dangerous to me. So this gun is still overpowered. Muzzle wise, we're gonna go ahead and put on that quartermaster suppressor for that recoil control and staying off the minimap. Underbarrel wise, you guys know I love my DR6 handstyle for that sprint to fire speed and ADS speed, bringing up the gun faster by 7 to 9%, giving us a faster time to kill. And we get a whole bunch of movement benefits from the DR6 handstyle as well. well, so we can rush around and be the true SMG user that we are here. Now, to boost that gun's damage and killing potential even further, we're going to go ahead and put on the barrel of the Garrote 8 long barrel for extra move velocity and damage range by 25%, so that we have that faster time to kill, and then we also get aiming out of sway to keep the gun a little bit more steady. And then stock-wise, I prefer the SPRY-34 light stock. Gives us that sprint to fire speed, ADS speed, movement speed, basically a whole bunch of benefits that are very similar to the DR6 hand style, and will overall just be way more snappy with this light stock on this gun, just helping us traverse the maps a lot more easily. And optic wise, of course, we're gonna go ahead and put out that Jack Glasses optic, because we already know it's the best optic in the game, at least in my opinion. And with this build right here, the static HV, it legit does not fail. This is the same build that I use in Warzone, in multiplayer. Hell, you can even use this in zombies if you wanted to. And I mean, there's really nothing much to say. It's one of the best SMGs, and I'm very surprised they haven't nerfed it yet. Maybe in Season 6, or maybe we'll get something more overpowered in Season 6. Just use this SMG while it's still amazing. For our third gun here today, we've got one of my favorite ARs to rock here because it has such SMG AR hybrid-like properties, and that's going to be the MTZ-556. Perfect for rushing and for long ranges. Muzzle-wise, you guys already know, that quartermaster suppressor is pretty much a staple at this point. Underbarrel-wise, we're going to go ahead and put on the SSL skeletal vertical grip for that vertical recoil control and sprint to fire speed and ADS speed to bring up the gun faster and have a faster time to kill. Stock-wise, we're going to go ahead and put on the MTZ Marauder stock because it maximizes that gun kick control and recoil control by 21, 9, or 8% in all directions, which is really, really solid, especially combined with the quartermaster suppressor. Going over to the rear grip, we're going to go ahead and put on that Rival Ace grip for extra movement, sprint to fire speed, ADS speed, pretty much another skeletal vertical grip if you want to call it like that, and just be more snappy with the gun. And then lastly, since this gun has such a fast fire rate and you're going to run out of ammo really efficiently, you want to have that 50-round drum mag just for as much ammo as possible for the multiple opponents coming your way. And yeah, with this MTZ-556, you don't need an optic. Has a really clean iron sight in my opinion, and you can just let this baby go and it'll be accurate. Legit is a true laser beam and one of my most favorite underrated guns in this game. Use the MTZ-556 if you haven't. Next up, we got the fastest killing AR in all of MW3 out here, and that's going to be the SVA-545 because of that hyperburst feature. Starting it off with the muzzle here, we're going to go ahead and put on that classic quartermaster suppressor for the recoil control and staying off the minimap. Underbarrel wise, we're going to go ahead and switch it up and actually put on the paracord grip. Has no cons at all, as you guys can see right there, and helps our horizontal recoil control, gives us extra to fire speed and some extra movement benefits, so we just gain a lot and lose nothing essentially, which is really, really sweet here. Stock wise, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves the main V6 stock to maximize our recoil control even further, helping our accuracy by 8 to 21%, very similar to the MTZ Marauder stock from the last gun. And then going over to the rear grip, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves the Not Z3 grip for extra sprint to fire speed and ADS speed to make the gun even more snappy by 3 to 15%. So bringing up the gun faster is going to give us a faster time to kill. And then finally, magazine-wise, I don't like to go with the 60-round mag just because it slows us down massively. So in the middle, we got that 45-round mag with those 15 extra bullets, allowing us to take down multiple foes. And the SVA, if you don't know, this is like legit one of my most used guns in the game. It feels great to use. It's super, super freaking laser beam accurate. And it is just something that's just a staple for MW3 for me at this point. So if you want to sweat on some opponents, this gun's pretty good. Next up, we got the legendary SMG of the SUPERI 46 with that amazing movement. And of course, when it comes to the muzzle, we're going to go ahead and put on that quartermaster suppressor to keep the recoil control under control for this gun. Going over to the barrel now, though, we're going to go ahead and give this gun the Hound Guard Heavy Barrel for maximum bullet velocity and damage range, so this gun can get boosted by 22 to 27% and can have a faster time to kill at farther ranges, making it feel kind of closer to an AR for MW3 MP, which is kind of dangerous if you think about it. And then going over to the underbarrel, we're going to give ourselves the DR6 hand style for movement speed, sprint to fire speed, and ADS speed to bring up the gun faster and have a faster time to kill. And then when it comes to the stock, you can use the Jack Cutthroat, but personally, I like the Rescue 9 stock. Helps a ton in terms of recoil control as well as movement. So the gun is going to be accurate and precise and have that crazy movement for it. And then lastly for the magazine, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves the 40-round mag because there's nothing, much more beneficial than this 40-round mag. And there you guys go. You can either use my speed build that I've uploaded on the SUPERI 46 from like a week ago, or you can use this build, which is definitely my preferred build just because you get that extra damage from the barrel. But the gun has amazing movement. At far ranges, you can even challenge people and melt them really, really quick. And the SUPERI 46 still stands the test of time of being one of the most goated SMGs in this game. Next up, we got the legendary STG-44, which didn't get touched in this update as well, just like the static HV, so still one of the craziest guns to use in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. Muzzle-wise, you guys already know, we're rocking that quartermaster suppressor for recoil control and suppression. Barrel-wise, though, we're gonna go ahead and put on the factory short barrel. This gun is a little bit on the slow side at times, so this short barrel is gonna help us in terms of a whole bunch of movement benefits, as well as sprint to fire speed and ADS speed being boosted by 6 to 15%, allowing us to bring up the gun faster and give ourselves a faster time to kill. Underbarrel wise, we're going to use that skeletal vertical grip once again for not only that sprint to fire speed and ADS speed, but focus more on that vertical recoil control, which this gun definitely has a higher degree of, so we can, kind of keep that under control in a sense. And the attachment that's going to definitely benefit this gun the most, in combination with the quartermaster suppressor, is going to be the DR79 combo stock. Maximize our gun kick control and recoil control by 11 to 21% in all directions. So with this, in combination with the muzzle, you're hardly gonna have recoil control with this build right here. And then for the last attachment, I like the magazine of the 40 round mag. 50 round drum mag would just make us way too slow, as you guys have seen my argument for other guns. But the 40 round mag is 10 extra bullets, and we don't feel too much sluggishness, and we're still gonna be able to speed around our opponents. And there you guys go. This is the most balanced STG low recoil build that I could think of, and it has, pretty dope movement for what it is. And I love this build. Has a great iron sight. Recoil control is like hardly there. Just an overall solid build for the STG, and still one of the most goated guns in this game. Next up, we got the second fastest killing SMG in the entire game, and that's going to be the WSP Swarm. The static HV is the only thing that beats this, but the WSP Swarm is still a crazy gun. Muzzle-wise, quartermaster suppressor, you guys know the drill at this point. Underbarrel-wise, though, we're going to go ahead and switch it up and give ourselves the Kimura Seraphic Vertical Grip. Reason being is because we need a little bit more movement for this, because we are going to be slowed down by our magazine of choice. So we're going to get some movement speed, but not sprint to fire speed and ADS speed in this point, which is all good. But we also get that vertical recoil control as well. So this gun's going to be still very controllable. Stock-wise, I personally like the Ephesus Fortress Heavy stock. Some of these other stocks are really good too, but this one just helps a ton by 14 to 28% in all directions, really keeping this gun stable for farther range kills. Rear grip wise, there's, you can come up with various choices. You can use the Marauder grip for even more recoil control, but I like being able to bring up the SMG a lot faster, and that's where the WSP TAC 20 grip comes in, improving our sprint to fire speed by 9%, allowing us to be a lot more snappy with this gun. And usually, you guys know, for a magazine, I don't like going all the way big, but 100 round drum mag is perfect on the WSP Swarm because it has a crazy fast fire rate, and it's an SMG, so it naturally has some great mobility statistics anyways. But if you wanted even more mobility, 40 round or 50 round mag is definitely nice, but I just like to spray and pray with the WSP Swarm. And legit, with this perfect WSP Swarm class, you still have some pretty decent movement, especially on smaller maps like Shipment, and the power is there. It's such a beauty at the end of the day. And you got 100 rounds, so even though, this gun's a little bit hard to control, those farther ranges, they're not that bad to deal with just because you got so much ammo. So use that WSP Swarm if you're feeling limited by the static HV. Next up, we've got an LMG that I haven't covered in legit a long time, and that's going to be the PULEMYOT 762. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because it got some pretty good recoil control buffs, or just general buffs in general, with the Season 5 Reloaded updates you guys can see from the patch notes. Has a better sprint to fire speed, ADS speed, so you can bring up the gun faster and have a faster time to kill, and we have some better damage multipliers from 1.12 to 1.2x for the neck, and lower torso and hand damage multipliers being boosted from 1x to 1.1x. So the gun is just going to hit harder, and it's going to be a lot more mobile, and especially when you attach the conversion kit for this gun, which pretty much gives it more of a speedy LMG feel, as well as increase its rate of fire to have a faster time to kill. You're going to be a lot more in control with the PULEMYOT 762. So for the rest of the attachments after the conversion kit, we're going to go ahead and put on the muzzle of the quartermaster suppressor, which we already know is going to be one of the most effective attachments here. On the barrel wise, I would love to put on the DR6 handstop, but unfortunately this gun can't run that. So instead, we're just going to run the SL skeletal vertical grip to focus on that vertical recoil control and help our sprint to fire speed and ADS speed even further. Stock wise, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves the rubber recoil pad because it's going to help our movement as well as our sprint to fire speed, which are some of the weaker characteristics of this LMG, as is with all LMGs, and kind of boost that further so you can actually rush with this LMG a little bit more. And then rear grip wise, we're going to go ahead and put on the NOT Z3 grip, which we've seen on the SVA 545, helping our ADS speed by 5%, and as well as improving our recoil control in all directions by 7 to 10%. Really amazing attachment here, very overpowered on the PULEMYOT 762. And yeah, with this build, the PULEMYOT 762 is even better than before. I mean, I've always loved this freaking LMG, honestly. And legit, this gun just feels incredible. It's always been really, really freaking good. You can spray and pray with it, and it's for like an LMG, it's really, really speedy with this build, which I personally like. Only thing that's gonna suck is the reload, but I mean, that's what you're kind of getting with an LMG, and just wanted to switch it up with the weapons here. Next up here, we got the DG56, which also got a nice little buff here within Season 5 Reloaded, and a lot of people have always asked for a DG56 build, so here it is. Not sure if I'll ever use this gun again in a video though, just because people really don't care about off-meta guns. But when it comes to the muzzle, you guys already know we gotta rock that quartermaster suppressor, which kind of transforms all our builds here. For the barrel, I still really love the DG56 LS18 barrel because it boosts our bullet velocity and damage range by 15 to 18%, making this gun 1 burst or 2 bursts more consistently at those far ranges, and we get some recoil control and gun kick control by 4 to 6% there. Underbarrel wise, I'm gonna go ahead and use that DR6 hand stop for all the move benefits that we need to keep this gun under check. And then for the rear grip, we're going to go ahead and put on that very nice steady grip for extra recoil control in all directions by 7 to 10%, really making this gun feel at home. And then lastly, for an optic, you guys know I love that Jack glasses optic for reasons I've already stated previously. And the DG56, it's not a bad gun at all. It's just, you know, the FAMAS may be a little bit better, but with this build, I mean, this gun feels really, really, really nice to use. You just run an ammo too quick. And, I mean, the M16 is even better than this, and you can even run that automatic if you wanted to. So it's up to you if you want to rock the DG56 again. I don't think it ever was terrible. It's just not as good as it was back at launch. And now to end things off, another gun that I haven't rocked in a minute that's still very underrated here, and that's going to be the Ram 7 AR. Just it feels really, really solid in my opinion. When it comes to the muzzle, we're going to be using that new quartermaster suppressor to stay off the map every time we shoot and get the extra recoil control. Underbarrel wise, we're actually going to be using the paracord grip, because we got no downsides. All we got are some upsides and some recoil control to help with, and extra sprint to fire speed to be a little bit more speedy with this gun. Stock wise, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves the HVS 3.4 pad, maximizing our recoil control even further in all directions by 8 to 20%, making us way more accurate. And then going over to the rear grip, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves the Retort 90 grip tape for even more firing stability, gun kick control, and recoil control, improving all our recoil control by 7 to 10% in all directions. And then lastly, for the magazine, 60 round drum mag would slow you down considerably, so I don't really recommend that, but you could run it if you want to. I recommend the 40 round mag because it's that in-between option that gives you some extra bullets, but doesn't slow you down considerably. And with this Ram 7 class, it's not as accurate as my no recoil Ram 7 with like no visual recoil at all, but it still feels generally very accurate, very easy to use, just a little bit of wobbliness, and you'll find yourself right at home with the Ram 7 like you used to if you haven't used it in a minute. But there you guys go, my top 10 fastest killing class setups here within Season 5 Reloaded. And of course, I left some guns out because I wanted to add some variety here into the video. But some of these are still always going to stand to the test of time. You know, guns off this list are always amazing as well. Just I love the weapon balancing in MW3 personally, and I'm glad that they've just continued to improve it by, you know, buffing guns that kind of need it, like the FTAC RECON. But make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe to new channels, post notifications. These classes help you, and stay tuned for more epic nuke gameplays and some awesome positivity here on Call of Duty. I freaking love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Check me out on all my socials or channels, and keep being big ballers. I love you all.